So what Tcheles requires in Tikkun means a color which will not fade. The blood of Chalosn apparently had that quality. The guy obtained from the Chalosn did not fade, did not lose its luster. No matter how long you were with the Tikkun, the Tcheles retained its beauty around. One calls it beauty. It's beauty. The same as the news has. The permanence of color. According to the Ram, you don't need Chalosn. You can develop chemical with such a guy. I don't know whether we have such guys now. But this is the Rambam Shite. As Chalosn stands, as a metaphor for a permanent guy. This is the Rambam Shite. And interesting is that the Rambam applies it only to Tzitzis. For instance, Tcheles in B'Tikkun doesn't require it. Just the color determines the quality. So while in Tzitzis is not color alone is not enough. The permanence of the guy. As a matter of fact, Tcheles and Lavon represent actually two approaches of man to himself and to the world outside of himself. Lavon in Hebrew, I mean classical Hebrew, signifies first white, the color, but it also signifies clarity or distinctiveness and openness. Lavon denotes rationality, simplicity, and truthfulness which is obvious to everybody. Something which is fundamentally, which constitutes an elementary truth is Lavon. For instance, I'll give you an example. Ein advorim mechuvorim kasimlo. The process asimlo. Advorim mechuvorim kasimlo. What does it mean? The statement is as clear as the dress, as the garment, as the skirt. It means a white skirt, which used to be very white. If you say something is self-evident, it's obvious, it doesn't require an explanation, and it's rational, you say advorim mechuvorim kasimo. Chazal interpret the parsha in Kiseitze, in process asimlo, and in process asimlo. If he could prove it, beyond any reasonable doubt, mechuvorim kasimo, that's how Chazal says. For instance, you say in Hebrew advorim melubanim. Clear, it's white. The Chaviv, when I take the Ram many times, says, there's no light, there's no whiteness, there's nothing. Huh? Liebe for different reasons than white heat. When it gets very hot, so the heat is white heat. This is because of the color of the appearance of the heat. If we say in Hebrew Lavon, we mean to express our acceptance of the word and our certitude that the judgment is correct and self-evident beyond and outside any reasonable doubt. Tcheles is just the opposite. Tcheles, the way our rabbis interpret it. Tcheles deimel l'rokia, yam deimel l'rokia, rokia deimel l'kisa kovet. What did they have in mind when they formulated that? What did they have in mind? The day resembles the sea, did you see? The sea resembles the sky, and the sky resembles the celestial throne. What did he mean by? What did he want to do? White, distance, inapproachability. Something which is beyond my reach, my touch. Something which is outside and beyond my control. The Rokia is blue because it's very distant. Very distant. I can never reach it. The sea is blue because it's very vast. It's vast. Big. It's also endless. I can tell you from my own experience, I experience infinity, endlessness, boundlessness when I watch two things. The sea and the sky. Of course, the sky is more typical, more expressive. You observe the sky and the constellations of the stars, the billions of stars. In terms of astronomical distances, simply your head begins to, one gets dizzy. And this is stress. And of course, the throne of God is above the world, beyond the universe. This is Tchilas. Whatever we cannot reach, whatever we cannot, is outside of our control, whatever you don't understand, whatever suggests mystery to us, it's considered by Chazal, by rabbis. The Tchilas represents the mystery in the world. As a matter of fact, the Jewish approach to the world has always been not a uniform one. It has always been an anti-hetic, ambivalent one. Because the world itself, reality, is surrounding us, and we ourselves display, what shall I say, two streaks. In the world, for example, one streak in the world is one of rationality. It is a world well organized, which follows the principle of cause and effect. There are no jumps in the world. There are no leaps in this world. And the human mind can grasp the world, can understand it, the human mind. In a sense, I mean, if man could place, if science could place a man on the moon, and the exact spot which they figured out before, for mathematical calculations, the computer doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you see that there is a streak of rationality to the world. The world is rational, it lends itself to understanding and to interpretation in precise scientific terms. This on the one hand. On the other hand, the world is sometimes very perplexing. The world and man as well. Man is also a rational being. You deal with him, I mean, he's rational. Not only rational, he's good, he's generous, he's understanding. But man sometimes presents a different, just opposite picture. He becomes irrational, he becomes perplexed. And people don't understand him. The whole world is like that. I always say, it's very strange. Science has made tremendous progress. It's fantastic progress in the field of inorganic matter. Physics, chemistry, inorganic matter. The whole technology is based upon our understanding of the behavior of inorganic matter. As far as organic matter is concerned, science is very much behind. And all the scholars in the world, strange, all the scholars in the world, they placed the man on the moon. And with such precision, I mean, just a few seconds, just a matter of a few minutes, and the spot is within several inches, yes, are very helpless with regard to certain illnesses, certain degenerative diseases. Very helpless. The people sent up a man to the moon, circling around the moon, and landing on the moon, and taking off and departing of the moon, do nothing. Cannot do anything. There is one cell goes berserk, and begins to develop not in accordance with the requirement of the organism. In science there is a mystery. There is a mystery, and the mystery of life for a long time. People, it's not just an our threshold solution of the mystery of life. It will take us a long time. So apparently the same world, which is so generous in giving us information about itself, as far as inorganic matter is concerned, is very stingy, almost a miser nature, and refuses, to yield any information about our own lives. Also. As a matter of fact, in our private lives, we have also, the experience of Lavan and the experience of Tchilas. There is not a single man in the world who did not live through, or did not experience the rationality of the universe. And there is not a single person who did not experience or was not confronted with the mystery and the puzzle of the universe. And this is exactly what Tchilas Olam. And beautiful is what Rebbe says. Miaklin says, they are interdependent. But in order that the Jew has this twofold approach of love and Cheres, but in order to be able not only to be a victor, but sometimes to take defeat. It doesn't do any harm to a person who takes defeat. So one quality is required of the Cheres: permanence, loyalty, steadfastness as far as commitments are concerned. Loyal to an ancient tradition, which should have been forgotten long ago. Devotion, absolute, unqualified, unreserved devotion to a commitment which we took upon ourselves 3,500 or 4,000 years ago. And that's why the Rambam requires that the Cheres be permanent. If it's just color you, it is derived from a plant which lasts for a while and then fades. Fades because of the sun light. Fades because of moisture and so forth. This is not Cheres. This is not the Jewish approach of the Jew to his own history. That's what the Ram says. Cheres, this is the same blue, but color you is the blue which disappears. The Jew committed himself to Eretz Israel. Of course, the covenant with Abraham. But a covenant of 4,500 years ago, the dawn of our history. Who keeps such agreement? People who have the approach of love, laugh at us. They don't understand that. A certain tendency which the rest of the world does not understand. And this is Cheres. Our history is a mystery to ourselves. But there is tremendous devotion, tremendous commitment. As a matter of fact, the Jewish institution of marriage, and it's an old institution. It goes back to the first Friday, that mysterious day on which God introduced Eve to Adam. And this is, and the community, and the marriage community was established in the following words. King Yazif is Sime Vesoriv, sorry, Sime, V'dovak B'ishtei, V'hoy Rebos Arachot. It means, this institution of marriage is to say, unites two people. These two backgrounds. These two approaches to life. These two individualities, which sometimes have very little in common. But marriage unites them. And marriage unites two people for two purposes. To see the world through the prism of love, and also to be capable of meeting the world, or confronting the world, when it acts funny. And the world becomes mystery, mysterium tremendum, a frightening mystery. And the world becomes puzzling and perplexing. And sometimes, so the husband and wife are united to confront it. And particularly in modern life, we have to confront both the love and experience and the Cheres experience. And for that ability, one thing is necessary: a sense of loyalty.